Alright, I was complaining about the steering, so I checked the manual. You see right here it says Sluggish steering servo saver to least. That's a lot of play. Here's the problem with the steering. Alright, take this off. There's a total of 11 screws that I took out. Alright, they're all 2mm. And these two I thought were going to be a little tricky, but I was able to get my screwdriver to fit in there and pull them right on out. I left these two here because I don't really see a point of separating them. So all of this. Alright, we got that taken loose. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. What I'm going to try to do is pick this up. Alright, I couldn't get the video with one hand, but pretty much you just want to take this. You're just going to put your hand here real gently. Pull this whole piece back far enough to slide it up. Alright, here is our servo saver. You see here's where I unbolted it, sitting here. Here's our problem. These two Phillips screws. So we're going to go through, tighten this up. We got this tightened up. If you ask me, I think this is a little design flaw that could have been done a little better. Alright, they got the threads going straight to the plastic here on a moving part, which makes absolutely no sense to me. Like they should have had some, it should have been like this pretty much. It should have been like this, so this bolt could be tight, but this can still spin freely. Like, I think this is going to happen again. I don't know for sure till we get it together and try it. But to me, I don't see how this cannot loosen itself over time. This will fix our steering problem that we had, the sluggish steering, because that was very bad. It was very loose. But I don't know how long it's going to fix it. You could take a screw like this with a nut. You could come in the bottom, put the nut here, push it through to here, and put a nut in the top. And it would work way better, so you wouldn't have to worry about it coming too loose. I just think this is a design flaw. But we're going to get it back together. Maybe it was just a one-time thing. Maybe it doesn't happen again. Or maybe it's so few and far in between that it's not anything to worry about. But that's what we're going to test and see. So I'm about to put it back together. You see I got the screw here to align this back to the servo. We got our servo saver set back in place. Like I said, the reason I didn't show it is because it's hard for me to pull this back and drop this down, and I want to be as careful as possible so I don't break anything while I'm doing that. Alright, so now the next step would be just to put these tie rod ends back where they go. See the screw hole right there. Alright, I'm going to put those back in. I'm going to tighten that down. And then all we have left is our... Alright, I just want to say when you're snugging in parts like this tie rod in, you see it's screwing into the middle part of the servo saver. So you want to be really snug when it's metal to metal. And also you can use the blue Loctite if you wanted to for that. But when you're screwing into the plastic, like right here, this piece is plastic, be sure to only give it a good snug. You don't want to strip the plastic. It's the only thing we have left. Let's see if I can get it in there while I'm recording this. Alright, right there. We should snap right in. Alright, that's those same 11 screws we started with. We're going to put those back, and then we'll be done with the servo saver. I keep them in this little screwdriver box. Some people use the little magnet trays. That'll work too. But on this specific thing, all of them are the same little short ones, except for the two long ones. I know that they go through the servo saver screws here, or for the servo saver. And then all of the rest of them are the little small screws. And you see, like this one, I leave the screw in, so I know this is the screw for this. There are two shorter screws, but I do remember where they go. They made these a little shorter so you could fit them under here without having to take it out. I don't know if I'll be able to do it on camera. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to get this back in there. Back two screws for your rear differential. You're going to loosen them, and the two nearest to the back, you're going to remove them completely. The reason you need to remove them completely is because this is attached. See these two holes? Alright. So the easiest way to do this is, you see, we need these parts forward, and these are going to snap into this hole. Alright. And once you got that together, you're just going to find these pins, and you're going to pop in, and then that's going to settle down just like that. Alright, you can see it's back in there. So now all we need to do is put these two screws back in the bottom here, and then tighten up the two screws in the front, and then we're going to come in and put these back two screws. If you want to put the wing mount, you can put it back now. We're just going to put the back two screws in so we can just drive it. Alright, what I want to show you is on this wing mount here, you see that bracket that's built in goes about halfway. So there's a pretty good distance between this and the edge. So when I'm tightening these screws down, you see they got kind of snug, and you don't want to over tighten these and crack into your differential. So I left these the way they are. These screws are really long, so I don't feel like that they'll come out or anything like that, but I really want to make sure you put these screws back in there. But this section right here is also kind of weak because these parts go in there, and then you screw that down to make it tight. So be real careful driving this without this wing mount. Now that I've realized how weak it is without it, I probably should have left it on there, but right now I'm just going to drive it and I'll put it back later. Alright, so my main goal is to check the steering in this video. So what I noticed is, alright, you see there's still a little play right here, so we're going to see if we can tighten this down and get this steering a little sharper before we take it up. Alright, I just took this little tool I have for my WL toys, gave it a little snug. It was real loose. I wouldn't say real loose, but it was loose. Alright, and so now you notice as soon as that servo moves now, that steering moves. Alright, maybe you called it earlier in the video, maybe you didn't, but I forgot the front drive shaft, so let's try this again. Alright, this time I'll just be removing these 5 screws, these two, and this one, so I can pull this out, pop the drive shaft in, and get her back rolling. Alright, now all we have to do, since we removed those screws, is just pop this right out, and then we're gonna pop that down in where it goes. Alright, we got it back together again, and you know what they say, the third time's the charm. You can see that beautiful drive shaft in there. Everything's powered up. Let's take her out. Alright. Oh. It's got a fast takeoff, and that's still all stock right there too. Oh yeah, look. Oh, it drives so much better. I think the batteries might be dead. Yeah. Alright, they say third time's the charm. I got the right batteries in this time. Let's get it. Alright, so the main thing we want to see right now is what's going on with this steering. Does the steering tighten up? Does it do better? That's the main thing we're checking. Look. Oh yeah, it's way better. Look. You can see this thing's got some power, man. And it's still, like I said, it's all stock 4S right now. And these are 5200 milliamp batteries. These ain't even the strong 5500 that I have. You can see it's doing really good. It did too good, it did too good. Hold on. Look. Alright, so the steering's working way better right now. It is, it's like it just seems like it's running real hard right now. Is it showing up on the camera now?
It's showing up. It's just like when it
does.
They're making it. All this. Ooh, I saw that.
You see it's dead straight too, right? Alright, so the problem is, you guys, when I'm driving, it's throwing up so much dust. That's why I really don't like to make videos at night. The quality's so bad, but I did want y'all to see that our steering fix did work. So I'm thinking maybe if nothing else happens, I'm gonna do one more video going through. We're gonna bash it. We're gonna drive it. The last bashing video didn't go exactly how I wanted it to. We lost a piece on the back. But we're gonna drive it. We're gonna find all of the kinks, make sure everything's worked out. And if they are, we're gonna start building it. We're gonna start making this the world's fastest Redcat Shredder.